Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the DFS experience for Tuesday, April 18th. We only have a 3-game slate. We're going to start with DraftKings. We're going to start with Mr. Mitchell, 9.2K. He's too cheap for what he's about to do later on, tomorrow, later on, depending on when you're listening to this video. He's going to absolutely demolish his salary. He's probably going to drop 60. You're talking about Donovan Mitchell after a loss. So, fire him up. It's not really too much to talk about. If you've been watching basketball, you know that Donovan Mitchell is he shows up for these playoff games, and especially coming off of a loss from a game of which they should have won, or everyone thought they would have won. Yeah, he's dropping 60 on everybody's head. Trae Young, 9K against Boston. He had a subpar game. Actually, he had a bad game for his standards. I still prefer Mitchell. If I'm playing a lot of lineups, I'll throw Young in one. But I prefer Young. DeJounte Murray. DeJounte Murray's been better. He's fine at 8K. Brunson is priced appropriately. You know what Brunson is going to do. He's going to show up to work also. Still a tough matchup, 7.9K. You can fire him up. Westbrook, he was like 2 for 55. Did a lot of other things. Came through in the clutch. Basketball wise, if I can get away from playing Westbrook, I try to. But if I was stuck playing him, not the worst play in the world. But he's not going to go. He's going to have a better shooting game. He's actually a good play, but it's just I don't really think you need him particularly on this slate because he's almost 8K, and that's called opportunity cost. That 8K, that 7.8K, could be part of a salary you could use for more dependable players. Garland, absolutely in play at 7.4K. If Cleveland wants to beat New York, the ball should always be in Garland's hand or Mitchell's hand, and occasionally maybe LeVert. But Garland and Mitchell, they got to play well. 7.4K, he can easily pay that off if he hits his shots. I like Garland, and I wouldn't mind Garland and Mitchell on the same lineup. The thing with me is that what I like to do is I like to save spots for the last game just in case any late news, or that way I can see what everybody's doing, and then I can pivot if I need to, or maybe take a riskier, take more of a chance if players aren't doing so well. But I think you could play Mitchell and Garland in the same lineup and be content with that. Chris Paul, 7.2K. He's priced appropriately. Marcus Smart's all right. Emmanuel Quickly, 5.7K. He gets a little bit of a bump if Josh Hart can't go. The New York Knicks rotation is pretty tight. Derek White, 5.3K. Absolutely in play. He should be 6,300. Fire up Derek White. Brogdon is fine. Last game, Derek White had a good game. Maybe this is Brogdon's night. That's how these things work. Campaign, honestly, I'm not interested in him. Phoenix needs to win the second game. I don't think they're going to be bullshitting game 2. I think they're going to have Chris Paul, Booker, Durant play a lot of minutes. And if this game is close, Campaign is probably not going to play the minutes that you'll need him to play. So with all that being said, let's go to shooting guard. Booker, 8,700, a little too cheap. A little too cheap because of his upside. I am fully aware that Kevin Durant is on the court with him. Jaylen Brown, 8,500, absolutely in play. Josh Hart, he's not healthy. I'll bypass him. Norman Powell had a shitty game. I'll go right back to him at 5,200. Bogdanovich is fine. He's okay. I'm not really jacking the Hawks. I think I might fade the entire Hawks because first of all, they're getting swept. It's a tough defensive matchup. Um, it's just it just I know that I can fade Atlanta Hawks and it won't kill me. So I think I'm just gonna fade the Hawks. Um, Quentin Grimes if you need value. Eric Gordon's in play. Levert's in play. Terrence Mann if I didn't mention him. And then I'm gonna go straight to small forward. Tatum 9.8K is that's comedy. I don't know. I don't really know what DraftKings is doing, but it's not making any sense. Tatum's too cheap. Leonard is too cheap. Durant is too cheap. RJ Barrett. If Josh Hart can't go, I'll give RJ Barrett maybe a few more minutes, but he's still trash. Sadiq Bey, you want to take a shot? DeAndre Hunter, you could take a shot. Okogie, you could take a shot. Grant Williams, I wouldn't touch. Okoro, I wouldn't. If you need value, last man in, you want to play Okoro, have at it. But I wouldn't recommend doing that. The rest of these guys are unplayable. Randall, 8,600. You could take a shot on him. Mobley, too cheap. What's going on? Al Horford is priced appropriately. Collins, I'm fading him. If Collins beats me, he beats me. Torrey Craig, he had a good game last game. You go right back to him. Marcus Morris, I'm not even sure Marcus Morris played. Did he play? Nope. You know who didn't play either? He played 5 minutes. This was the guy that was supposed to be a starter. Remember that? He was caught in practice wearing the starter jersey. And what I said that I don't trust Ty Lue to do that, and he didn't do that. Covington is unplayable. Let's go to center. Jared Allen, too cheap. Ayton is a bozo. Capella, I don't need. Mitchell Robinson, you could take a shot, but I don't like playing him with Julius Randle on the court. Zubac, you could absolutely take a shot on. Robert Williams, you could take a shot on. Okongwu, if he's your last man, you could take a shot on. Plumlee, you could take a shot on. Hartenstein, if you're playing a lot of lineups, you want to be cute, have at it. I don't think I need Batum because I'm very salty. I played Batum last slate. He did absolutely nothing. So I don't know if I'll go back to him. I have buyer's remorse. You feel me? So that's pretty much it. That's my player pool for this slate. Durant, Tatum. Let's back this up. Leonard and Durant. If you're playing 2 lineups, you should have one in the first one and the other in the second one. That's what I would do. Make sure you get your shares of Leonard and Durant. Durant is going for a 60 piece tomorrow. Leonard's probably going to go for his 50 piece, but Kevin Durant is going for 60. Donovan Mitchell is going for 60. I think we all know that. I'm not telling you something you guys don't already know. Booker probably going to drop 50. Jaylen Brown and Tatum won't need to do much. That's why I'm not really recommending them. They won't need to do much against Atlanta. Atlanta's going to bury themselves. Randall, too cheap. Take a shot, like I said. Jared Allen, too cheap. Ayton, I don't really need. How many shots is he going to get with Durant and Booker on the court? You got to think about these things. Yeah, so this is pretty much a very what's the word? Easy slate to navigate. Especially, most of you guys are experts. Been doing this for a long time. You know where to go. You know who to use for value. You don't need to be cute. You don't need to be playing, Biyombo and Blake Griffin and fucking Sailor Moon and fucking Billie Holiday and all these other motherfuckers. You don't need to do all that shit. Just keep it classy. Play. Have a game script, how you think the game is going to go. Make sure you pick players to reflect how your game script is going to go. Make sure that your value is going to be on the court and give you opportunity to get fantasy points, and make sure every spot, right, that player that you pick has an opportunity to give you the fantasy points to pay off a salary. Somebody was asking me for tips on, how to, make winning lineups. Just listen to what I just said. If you weren't paying attention, maybe you're watching something on your TV, or the kids are, harassing you, or whatever it is, just stop, rewind it, listen to what I just said. Because if you do those things, I promise you, you'll cash more often than not. If you say to yourself, I'm going to make sure every spot my player has an opportunity to pay off his salary, I promise you, you're going to cash. So take my advice or not take my advice. Listen, if you're new here, welcome. Thank you for watching. Appreciate you taking the time to watch my video. Please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell, and don't forget the thumbs up. Absolutely important in us building this channel. And if you're struggling to cash and you need help, check out the Patreon, link in the description. I can send you my finalized optimal lineups, or I can build your own custom-made lineups just for you. So check out the Patreon, link in the description, or DM me on Twitter. We're going to go to FanDuel. And yes, I am not building out lineups on the video anymore, especially in the playoffs. It's a 2 and 3 game slate. We don't want to have everybody running around with the same lineups. I know 95% of you guys want it that way. Understand what I'm saying, no problem. I know a few of you reached out, say you want me to keep on building lineups. Unfortunately, that's something I can't do at the moment for obvious reasons. Because even if you take my lineup and you win, and 20 other people have that lineup, you're not getting any money. So it doesn't make any sense. I'm going to help you, though. You can reach out. I'm going to help you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm not going to help you. I just can't build lineups on the video when we have so many people starting to watch the video. When it was only a few people watching it, it was cool. Now we have more eyes on the channel. We can't really be doing that. You know what I'm saying? But I know most of you guys understand. So let's continue. Let's go to FanDuel. We're going to just run through these real quick because we know what the player pool is. Trae Young, 9.4, that's fine. Brunson, 8.5, he's fine. Murray, Westbrook, Chris Paul, all priced appropriately. Garland is too cheap. Derek White is priced appropriately. Marcus Smart is okay, quickly. He looks better if there's no heart. Brogdon, he might be the piece you need tonight. He just, for some reason, he's standing out to me, and I think that's because we had Derek White night, game 1, and I think this is going to be Brogdon night, game 2. The rest of these guys, I'm not looking for right now. Let's go to shooting guard. Donovan Mitchell is priced more appropriately on DraftKings. I'm sorry, on FanDuel. No, I'm right. I'm correct. He's priced more appropriately on DraftKings. On FanDuel, he's more expensive, but I'm still playing him because, like I said, he's going to drop a 60 burger. Booker is priced appropriately. Jaylen Brown looks fine. RJ Barrett is RJ Barrett. Norman Powell, I'm gonna go right back to him. Bogdan is fine. Quentin Grimes, you could take a shot. LeVert, Eric Gordon, you could take a shot. And Isaac Okoro, if you're desperate, you could take a shot on Terrence Mann if you need to. Tatum, Durant, Leonard, all priced appropriately. Fire them up. Sadiq Bey, if you need value. DeAndre Hunter, if you want to take a shot. Torrey Craig, 4.7. He's fine. I don't trust Batum. And Okogie, let me see how many minutes Okogie played before I go telling you to play Okogie. Then I'm going to go and get more hate mail. Oh, 6 minutes. Good thing I checked. Fuck Okogie. I'm not playing Okogie. Don't do that. Playoff minutes tend to run very parallel to the games prior. So what you're going to be looking at right now is, for the most part, you're going to be looking at players playing relatively the same minutes that they did, especially the stars, in the previous games. So what I'm trying to say is that if Josh Okogie played 6 minutes in game 1 and Phoenix lost, they might throw him in there for a few more minutes, but it's not going to be anything substantial unless he comes in the game and drains 3 threes. You know what I'm saying? If they feel they need his defense, then they'll give him a few more minutes. But I don't think it's going to be anything magnificent. Small forward. Did we just do small forward? Yeah, we did. Let's go to power forward. Randall, a little too cheap coming off his injury with a tough matchup, so pay attention to that. Mobley is fine. Jared Allen is fine. Chris Paul. Al Horford is fine. I'm not playing John Collins. You want to take a shot on Obi Toppin? Very risky. I guess because of the way the slate is and with the teams that we have, I guess you might have to play John Collins because power forward is very, very, very top heavy. So if you have to play John Collins, so be it. I'm not gonna lie. When you're building these lineups, sometimes there's gonna be 1 or 2 players that you don't want to play, but as long as they're on the court and they give you an opportunity to fall into buckets and rebounds, then it is what it is. When you do lineup study and you look at the winning lineups from the night before, the lineups at the top are disgusting. These are lineups you would never dream of making, hand building. You see what I'm saying? So it's like ugly lineups win. It is what it is. Center. We got Ayton, 7,300. I'm not paying 7,300 for Ayton. Mitchell, 63. I'm not paying that for. You could take a shot on Mitchell. I prefer Zubac at 7,100. Robert Williams is a bit pricey, but he's all right, 6K. And Okongwu's 4,900. And Plumlee, if he's your last man in, 4,500. You could take a shot. At least Mason Plumlee's going to get some minutes. So like I said, it's a very direct slate. You guys know who to play. Just about finding your value and how you configure it in your lineup. What I've been recommending you do: make 3-4 lineups, spread out your player pool, try different variations of your player pools. Try not to play the same players over and over. That way, if somebody gets hurt, you still have a shot. And that's about it. I'm gonna go on and get out of here. Appreciate you guys taking the time to watch. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell and thumbs up. Check out the Patreon, linked in the description if you need help building lineups. And that's about it. I'm gonna go on and get out of here. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Ciao.